my look on things is a view that you're not really going to get from someone that's, unless they're watching movies upon movies upon movies and trying to recreate it. But like, I kind of see myself as almost like C from Bronx Tale in a way, like, because I didn't really go to school much. I was just around. My brother was 9 years older than me, so I was always around on the corner, cafes, in and out of places, just being where I shouldn't be at that age, you know. And that's kind of what made me who I am today.
I like that.
Yeah.
So for those, because we got a lot of people that are outside of New York, outside the country, actually.
Yeah.
So even myself, I used to hang out a lot in Lake Decker Heights. I used to go to the Feast every year, Rosalia Feast. But I didn't really know the difference. Give me the makeup of Brooklyn. You got Bensonhurst, Gravens, Decker Heights, and then Bay Ridge. Give us kind of like the map. And also, if you could give a little bit of like, weren't there beefs and crews and all that kind of stuff? Give a little background on that too.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll go back to the beginning. Like I said, my brother's 9 years older than me. So my brother's 16, 17, right? And I'm what, 8, 9. So I'm hearing all of that. He was around, like, you know, you hear about the Bad Day Avenue boys and all of that. My brother was the Avenue section. And then you had the Bay Parkway boys, the Avenue X boys, the Kings Highway boys. Like, it was mayhem. It was mayhem, and it was rough. There was a lot of beef, in the neighborhood. And the main difference, if I would say, is just a quick way to say it. Gravesend separates Coney Island from Bensonhurst.
Got it.
So if you could picture griminess of Coney Island, Bensonhurst was a really good neighborhood, and we were somewhere in the middle. So you'd have a rich kid on a block and a poor kid on a block. I was a poor kid on the block.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like a mix.
Yeah.
One day, actually, I took a survey. I was in my pool hall. We were hanging out. I'm maybe like 17, and I'm looking at all my friends. It's like maybe 25 of us.
Damn.
And they're looking at, like, I'm away from them, and I'm looking, and I'm like, wow, we all come from broken homes. Every single one of us came from a broken home. So, you know, a lot of rappers, a lot of entertainers, they usually come from a broken home. You're looking for something, you know?
Good point. So now the thing about the area, and it's well known for, even almost to this day, is a huge Cosa Nostra presence. Give us kind of like, and when you talk about it, I forget which song. I think it's in the Bensonhurst movie, which we'll talk about. You talk about a lot of these kids were jockeying essentially to get into the mob. Like, that was kind of, they wanted to belong to something, kind of be in a gang, and then they wanted to kind of show off why they're in a gang. They were tough, so they can get noticed by one of the families. Give me kind of like your thought, and kind of like how that transition happened to a lot of these kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the farm team. I mean, where are they going to get them from? You know, you got the coffee shop there, the social club there. Where are they going to import help? They're going to import people? No. So they keep an eye on the young kids. They see what's going on. They see if a kid wins a fight. They see if a kid backs down. They see if a kid, calls his parents or something like that. But and they're watching, and the kids know that they're watching, and but the thing is, it's like, what was really good about my neighborhood is we had a lot of good and bad guys, but there was a lot of tough guys on both sides.
Okay.
So, like, I was hanging out in front of the coffee shop, and then one of my friend's dad would grab me, a guy who goes to work every day. He's a worker, Italian guy. We're like, why aren't you hanging out with these guys? Like, I don't need that. So and I was very good at picking out role models.
Who to follow.
I was very good at that. I was, an old guy told me once, because I was very good at learning from other people's mistakes. My brother was older than me. I love him to death. I learned from a lot of his mistakes, and I learned what not to do. And that was a good thing. There wasn't a lot of, when I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of people like, hey, why don't you come join us? That's not a real thing.
How it works.
But like I said, I'm a little at the end of the heyday.
But
real quick, go
ahead.
The best thing that I could say, to give you a picture of how I grew up, I went to PS 95, which is in the heart of Gravesend Avenue, Lady Moody Square. The square is an infamous neighborhood where kids hung out. As an elementary school kid, they let us out. We went to the pizzerias, no parents, no nothing. Nobody watched us. And as a kid, I never really understood why until watching all these podcasts.